Hi, my name is Ava, and I'm an Aquarius, in case you couldn't tell. I've always needed some spiritual guidance in my life, but nothing was really the right fit until I found astrology. I had a rough childhood. My parents used drugs, and by the time I was 12, I was getting passed around to live with different relatives. I never knew who I was going to be with or where I was going to live the next day. Would my parents relapse? Would they get clean and get custody back? Before astrology, I had no idea what the future held. Reading my horoscope every day gave me a sense of comfort and control. It was the only thing I could be sure of. The first horoscope I read was immediately after my parents relapsed. You will meet a handsome man today. They're your soulmate. Do not let this moment pass by. I left the house with that playing over and over in my head like a song on the radio. I felt alive for the first time in years, like there was hope for me. That's when I saw Silas. He might as well have had a halo around his head. I couldn't keep my eyes off of him. And when he walked towards me, I knew my horoscope was spot on. It wasn't long before we went on our first date. My horoscope said, today you will form bonds unlike any you've ever had. Knowing that gave me every ounce of confidence I needed on that date. And it was honestly the best date of my life. Silas was a gentleman who seemed to really care about my feelings and about my view of the world. Pretty soon, we were going out almost every day. We were sneaking out of the house late to look at the stars, cuddling in movie theaters, laughing ourselves to tears over lunches and dinners. My horoscope kept assuring me we were heading in the right direction. Luck is in your favor today. You will begin a new chapter of your life you never imagined possible. All signs were pointing to, perfection. Silas became my boyfriend, and it seemed like I blinked and we had already been dating for almost 6 months. I read my horoscope religiously, and I even started reading his. But everything came to a crashing halt. Silas wasn't responding to my texts one night, and I consulted my horoscope to find some comfort. What I read was heartbreaking, to say the least. There is deception around you. Don't fall for other people's lies. Your concerns are valid. What was that supposed to mean? I could feel my heart beat faster with every passing moment that Silas didn't respond. And then his text came in. Was out with the boys. Sorry for the late response. My horoscope hadn't lied, and it sure wasn't lying now. I felt like I was splitting into two. The next day, I went over to Silas' house. I need you to know, I'm not proud of what I did next. When he went to the bathroom, I looked through his phone. I've never been that type of girl. Our relationship was going great, but the horoscope is what had led me to him. It had been right about every moment with him. So why would this be any different? That's when I saw it. Texts from some girl named Tasha. They were making plans to meet up for something. I felt like I was going to throw up. I could feel my heart crash and burn into my stomach. I wanted a sinkhole to form below me and suck me down into it so I didn't have to face the reality, so that I could just hide. I told Silas I wasn't feeling well and left. Sitting in my car, I looked at my next horoscope. Be confident in your feelings. Act on them. Stand up for yourself and show others your value. So, I did. I waited down the street from Silas' house, and when he drove out of his driveway, I followed him. I felt like the lamest, grossest spy of all time, but I needed to know the truth. The further we drove, the more I thought about whoever this Tasha girl was. The angrier and angrier I got. I was going to catch them together. I was going to act on my feelings, and Silas was going to be sorry. Silas pulled up to a house. A gorgeous girl bounded out of the door and hugged him. In that moment, I truly felt my heart shatter. The two stepped in the backyard, through a gate, arm in arm. I slammed my car into park. This was my moment. I raced to the door, eyes popping out of my head, face red, fists clenched, and I threw open the back gate. You thought you could just get away with cheating on me? What was on the other side of the gate stopped me dead in my tracks. The backyard was coated in twinkling lights. Astrology tapestries and plates and pictures were all posted all over the garden. And Silas was standing in the middle of it, mouth open in shock. "What are you talking about?" Silas yelled. Beside him, Tasha shrunk back, completely shocked. "This is all for you, Ava." Silas stepped forward. "For our anniversary tomorrow. I've been setting it up all week." The color drained from my face. It felt like the room was spinning. I wanted to crawl under every single rock in that garden. "I'm Silas' cousin." Tasha extended a shaking hand. "Nice to meet you, I guess." I looked completely crazy. I apologized over and over and excused myself to the car, tears in my eyes. Silas chased after me, and I filled him in on everything, from us meeting to the last few horoscopes. Silas was crushed that I would go through his phone, and I think it really set us back in our relationship and our trust for one another. I started to really think back. Had my horoscopes really been true, or did they just make me more likely to notice and go after certain things? Would Silas have even approached me if I wasn't staring at him? Would I have been confident on my date if I wasn't sure he was my soulmate? Would I have damaged my relationship if I hadn't read that stupid fortune? I've been so lost and so afraid of not knowing the future for so long that I really put all my faith into everything the horoscopes said. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to know what was coming. All along, maybe I should have just listened to them as the stars telling me possibilities, not to define the truth. I still read my horoscope, and it still brings me comfort, but it doesn't rule my day or my relationship anymore. Silas and I are still going strong, and him and I have been working really hard on finding coping mechanisms that help me feel safe with the uncertainty of life. I really do love him, and I think we're going to last for quite a while, even if he is a Taurus.